Alright, so we're going to take a look at our sections through here. Now, I am going to push this over just to get it out of the way. So we're going to take a look at our sections, but before we can do sections, we want to do some sample lines. So we're going to click on sample lines on the Home tab. Now it says select an alignment or press any key to make a list. So we only have one alignment in here called our road name. So I'm just going to pick that and go OK. What pops up is this information. So we're going to call this, give it a name, your collection name. I'm just going to say Bowling Alley. And the sample line style will stay road sample line, and so will the section name. We'll just do section name. Alright. Now on this one I've got a proposed pond in here. Uncheck that. Our styles that these are going to be is existing ground, basic, but the last one where our surface is for our road, we need to change that to finished ground. Go OK. Now from there we're going to be able to pick where we want these. We don't want to do them individually, so we're going to come over here to this pull down. We're going to pull it down and we're going to be by range of station. Everything is already default, but I want to make sure you do 200 feet along the tangents, and I like to have my geometric points in there where the PC and the PT are. So I'm going to go OK. Now I'm going to go ahead and, if I wanted individual ones, I could pick, maybe I was going underneath a bridge, etc. I'm just going to go ahead and hit OK. What it does is you can see these blue lines. It's at every 200 feet. So it started at 10, goes to 12. Now it does 14, but it also does 1385 because that's where my PC is, and it does my PT, and it does every 200 feet after that. So I've got my sampling started. Now I want to do my sections. So I'm going to create multiple sections. All right. From there, if I had multiple ones sampled, then I would pick those. Everything else is going to be set the same. I'm going to go ahead and put Bowling Alley on that. It doesn't matter. It's just keeping everything consistent. Like I said before in the tutorial videos, these are default. They can always be changed later. This should still match, the style should still match what it was before. Okay, so I'm going to go create sections. When we do that, where we want to place these is over here somewhere in this upper corner. Okay, you can always move them, and I gave you this corner specifically so when we go to do our sections, hopefully they'll fall in here and you can pan around. This is just getting you in the general location. Okay, so I'm going to go ahead and delete that box. But you can see it's 10, 12, 14, etc. And you can see that here is the existing ground and the proposed. Existing ground versus proposed. Okay, you can see where there's going to be cut and fill. Alright, so when you go to the sections here, double click on the inside. Well, before you double click on the inside, make sure you click on the viewport and unlock it. Double click on the inside, pan, P-A-N, and get these organized. Double click back on the outside and relock it. Relock the viewport. Alright. You'll start to clean up the profile and the alignments to have those set. I'll go through a video on how to make sure. Right now you only have the elevations on one side. I want elevations on both sides of your drawing, so you'll have to manipulate that and organize that. You'll also missing your data down here. So go through the videos to make sure that you have the data set as I show it in the good set of plans. The design is incorrect, but in the good set of plans that I provide you is how I want the drawing to end up looking like. So I'm going to go ahead and stop here. And there's also, see how tiny these are? You don't have to have the section lines in here, lay freeze, because you could, but because these are stationed over here, I typically freeze mine off over here just so it's not so cluttered. So lay freeze. I'm having a hard time spelling today. lay freeze, and then I just freeze off our section lines and our section cuts. It keeps the stationing on so they can read the station on the plans and be fine. All right, so that's it for how to do sections. The next thing I want to show you is going to be cut fill quantities.